So if you thought Dak Prescott was losing any weight heading into the 2025 NFL season, think again, because the Cowboys quarterback just set the record straight. And in the process, he brings up a very intriguing question about his future. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mauricio Rodriguez here at A to Z Sports Dallas. That's right, we are talking Dak Prescott weight. The reason is very clear. Recently in social media, we've seen all kinds of rumors about where he is at, and we've seen videos of him throwing, and people have speculated that he might have lost 15, 20 pounds, and then tight end Jake Ferguson took that to a whole new level by posting an Instagram story where he said Dak Prescott was down 50 pounds. Obviously, that number was pretty unrealistic, but even then we thought, well, Jake is trying to tell us something. Jake is trying to say that Dak is going to be much lighter and leaner in 2025. It turns out that that is just not the case. It's not going to happen. Dak Prescott talked to the media over the weekend, and he had the following very telling quote about his situation. I actually haven't really lost any weight. I'm about the same. Weight's just moving, building my legs back up, obviously from the hamstring injury. In other words, even though Prescott's upper body looks leaner, this is just a part of his rehab. He's working on getting those legs back to where they should be going into the offseason. The Cowboys are about to begin voluntary workouts, so the offseason is officially here for players in terms of training, and Prescott is getting ready for that, but the weight remains the same. Now, the fact that Prescott is talking about getting some weight into his legs and maybe being a little bit healthier, this obviously brings up the conversation of where are we in terms of mobility when it comes to Dak Prescott in 2025? Because in recent years, we have not seen the same version of Dak Prescott when he's using his legs compared to early in his career. And just as an example, between 2016 and 2020, Dak was averaging 5.1 yards per carry as a rusher. Since then, he is averaging 3.9 yards. So there's a huge difference in that aspect. And to be honest, that comes from a lot of things. Number one, he's just not as fast, not as quick when he's running the ball. And maybe that's a result from the nasty 2020 ankle injury that he suffered. But it also comes from the team's approach. If we're being honest, the Cowboys just don't view Prescott as that running threat and haven't for a few years now. Read options are very rare. Keepers are extremely rare in the scheme. And I don't know if it's that Prescott doesn't want to run the ball or if it's the team, but overall, the Cowboys have stopped using Prescott as a true dual threat. I'm not saying Prescott was ever anything close to Lamar Jackson, but there was a time where he definitely put some stress on defenses with that threat. Prescott did talk about these concerns in his press conference, and he said this about his mobility. That's part of it. Me playing my best. I'm mobile, whether it's actually running past the line of scrimmage or just scrambling, making plays happen with my arm. So that's vital for me. That's a big part of this. And yes, I've been running more. Obviously, you've got to when you're rehabbing a hamstring. So it's about staying on that trend of getting better, staying mobile, but doing it while feeling healthy. Hearing that from Dak Prescott causes some mixed feelings on my end. Number one, I do think it's good that he's feeling healthy and that he appears to be ready to go for workouts. But I wouldn't get my hopes up when it comes to Prescott suddenly becoming a dual threat once again. And I think the devil is in the details. And when you hear Prescott talk about being a mobile quarterback, he makes sure to talk about throwing it when running, right? Making plays with his arm while being mobile. When he talks about running more, he specifies he's talking about rehabbing from the hamstring injury. So I don't see that changing. Prescott is going to be 32 years old when the season starts. And I'm not saying it's one of his flaws, but it has stopped being one of his strengths. So if you're thinking Prescott is going to be back making big plays with his legs consistently, I would advise against that. Don't get your hopes up in that way. Prescott might still be a very solid, very good quarterback, but he's got to do so with his arm more than with his legs going into next season. So even if he's not lighter going into the football year, that's okay. It's Dak Prescott, and he might still lead the Cowboys offense the proper way, just with his arm, not with his legs. All right. Thank you, editing team, and I hope the audio worked out. I'm going to check it right now.